Hey friends, I'm Mitch, and we're here to paint or draw another doggy. So, yeah, we got this doggy. This is a cutie. Look at that doggy. That is just amazing photography. So this is at an animal shelter. Took this. That's amazing photography. Like, just master level photography, in my opinion. So, obviously, we got butterscotch. I mean, you know my butterscotch theory. Like 80% of all dogs and domestic pets are butterscotch. Obviously, not lizards, but you know what I'm saying. So, we got butterscotch. But I think it's a mistake to use butterscotch. I think we're going to be... And the reason I say that is because how smooth all the colors here are. If we just go and slather butterscotch all over the dog, I think we're going to lose some precision. So we're going to switch to Unison, and we're going to use Unison. So the Unison equivalent to butterscotch is, their brand is called BE25. That's basically butterscotch. And a lighter butterscotch is BE31. So BE31, 37, and 25 are going to give you where you want to go with this. Now we're going to have to come back with pencils and sort of just highlight these areas, and we got a lot of pencils we could use for that. So probably looking at, let me grab my pencils here, probably looking at a combo between 620, 685, and 660. So these are Carbotello, and we're going to be using those. So we have everything mapped out here. So let's go over the strat. So the strat is going to be to get the pastel stick and make our nicks and go like nick, 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 right? And then come in with the white and get the white. Oh, there's another cutie. We got to do him next. Anyway. We're going to go nick, 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 and we're going to get that. We need to maintain this feel of light and shadow, or we're literally going to ruin the painting. Literally will ruin the painting. So we need that sunlight feel over here, and the grass is really, really helping with that. So we're going to put in the grass, obviously blurry in the back, and then once we come up close, we're going to get some very detailed grass. But excellent photography. So here we go with our, pardon the camera shake and the horrible noise that makes when I dislodge it. Let me move this. Okay, so here we go with the outline. So again, we're just going to get B25 and just sort of go in and do a bunch of little strokes. So we're going to start live streams in a couple of weeks. If you're interested in the longer format videos, then you'll be interested in the live stream. So again, B25, and then we're going to come back with a pencil. So I'll show you how that works. Basically, we're going to get the sharpest end that we can and just sort of make these downward strokes with this, right? So we have this texture of downward strokes. So it's not just, we're not just slathering this randomly on, we're making it the direction of the fur, and we're also making it the length of the fur. When I say that, I mean, we're not getting it and going, we're making little small little strokes, and the small little strokes are going to help us out. So the doggy is a whole lot of butterscotch, so we have to sort of respect the butterscotch there. Get it and rub it in like we always do. Alright, and then as we come down, we have more or less a white that sort of picks up. So again, we're just going to make this like that, and then that white comes in here. And then as we sort of curve outward, it gets lighter. So we're going to pick up, like I said, we were using BE25. We're going to pick up now, we're going to go to that BE31, which is a little lighter. It's not white, it's like a light butterscotch, and we're just going to make the little smidge over here. Now this is different than coming in with like a pencil and trying to fake it, because we're not rubbing this in as hard as we did the others. Because if you come in with a pencil and you just put in like white or something, it's not going to look good. But you do this, it looks great. So now back to, like I said, with a B7. So the BE7 is a little bit different of a color. You see that all the B's are a little bit different, like we're not doing just one color. This kind of goes flat right here, but you can kind of leave it. Very, very important to go the direction of the fur. So I'm just going to barely touch it. I'm not going to rub it in like I did this where I showed it like that. Alright, so now we're going to sort of come in here with a pencil and darken this up a little bit and also lighten it up a little bit as well. So we're going to come in with a pencil, and I'm going to go with this one. This one. So this is 680. We're going to get 680, a nice sharp pencil, and just have these little lighter light little tick marks that we come in through here with. Like that. And I say we're lighting it up as well. We're going to get the B7. So I don't have that texture. But that texture, so it's looking pretty good. We have that cool looking texture in there. And we can come in with white as well. And again, we have like this mix of dark and light. Probably getting a little too light up here. So we're going to come up back with one of the darker selection of pencils here. Just sort of experimenting and find out what works. This seems to be working pretty well. So little marks of white, and you have little marks of a darker color within your baseline. Color. Alright, so I think that looks good. Let's get up closer. And that looks legit. Looking at the reference photo, then looking at that, and that looks legit. So, I mean, there's a lot of work to kind of get there, but since all these other areas are blurry, including these down here, we don't really have to do a lot of this. We just have to do this in the facial area. So I'm going to repeat this process and go over the rest of the doggy. Well, before we do that, I'll show you the white part. So the white part, we're just getting a new pastel stick, turning it on its edge, and just sort of coming in here with that. So this is sort of, just sort of experimenting, figuring out what works. Again, not only the direction of the fur, but the length of the fur as well. You don't want one long straight line. You want these little lines to get this little doggy looking pretty good. Looks pretty good. And then we can obviously come in with our magic pencil, the stay below all marking pencil, and just come in to the side of that white. Like that, and put maybe a little texture in there. Always remember to push. Here we go, get a little that texture. Looks pretty good. And then in the super white parts, we're going to get the Giro Pastel. And the Giro Pastel will give us this really, really bright white. All right, looks good. And at the top, we need the little hairs coming out kind of thing here. Like that. All right, that's looking good. So I will stop and continue on. All right, so we get the eye in. The eye has a lot of blue, so we used a Carbethetto 400, which is blue, duh. And yeah, get the blue in the eye. And then we went in with our pattern that I talked about before, and we got a lot of nice detail within that. We do have some sort of sliver hairs coming up here as well as up there, so it looks pretty good. Need to get a few more of those in there. So then we came in with our white new pastel, and we need to extend this up a bit and get a little closer with the pastel. There we go. So that's looking good. And then as always, when you do white pastel, come in with your Carbethetto or all marking pencil and just sort of make, you know, some more hairs. So it looks real. It looks legit. So we got that. Yes, looking good, looking good. Need to come in here and make some of these hairs. Down here we just have a bunch of hairs, so come in there and get the longer hairs that are coming down through here. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the nose. Now the nose is pretty much standard black pastel that we always use, which is the new pastel black. And the first thing you want to do is come in here with the nostril and get it as dark as humanly possible. You cannot get the nostril too dark. It doesn't exist. Make sure the dark areas are making dark and not the whole thing. There we go, because he's got a little, alright. And then at the bottom here, just want to get it dark as well, but not so much. Make sure and go in the direction of the, sort of the direction of the nose. The nose. As we come up, it gets lighter, so we press a little lighter. And that nostril extends a little over there. Like that. Looks pretty good. We need to get this fairly close. Alright. Looks good enough. And then, still watching the football game? We're losing again. We always lose. All right. And then for the details, here you want to get like a black, but really, really light. So we'll get this sort of this black and come in really lightly. Coming through here because we're going to come over with some other stuff. Really lightly as we come up. Again, really lightly. Come over really lightly. Alright, so I think that's going to do us. Like that, okay. So now we come in with the colored pencil. We'll make dots. Haven't shown you a nose in a while. The nose. Come in with a colored pencil and make dots. So this area up here is sort of white. We'll come in with the white in a minute. But for now I want to get the little dots. So there's big dots and there's little dots in every nose. And the little dots you want to do with a colored pencil. And the big dots you can just do with a pastel pencil. These are little dots. Like that. And then we press harder up here because they're heavier. Like this, like a this. And then we have white in there. So we're going to come in with a pastel white pencil. Your favorite of choice. Just come in like that with dots. You don't want to make a big mark. You just want to have little dots. Like a these. Like a these. Like that. Pressing hard, obviously. The whole thing's moving. Look at a cheapo Walmart easel. Alright, so it looks pretty good. And then we come in with a pastel pencil. The black pastel pencil. And we want to start refining. So again, over here we have larger dots. So we're going to start refining over there. Like that. And then we have a white area. So we're going to come in with the white pencil. Make dots over there. Like that. We can tell the nostril's not coming up far enough. So we have made an error in judgment. Like that. It's going to look better. So now we're going to get the colored pencil and come in and get these highlight areas. So like this. Looks pretty good. Alright, here I come back in. Pastel pencil. Get that bottom detail there. Alright, so you get the general idea. I will finish this up and we'll be back. Alright, I think we're done for the night. We started out with the eyes. I think we nailed the eyes. That's kind of freaking me out, actually. It's kind of freaking me out. It looks so real. But okay, anyway. Yeah. Alright, I'm stuck on that. So we finished the nose and we came in here with our stay below all marking black pencil and just went and made that. So we got, you saw we got the new pastel. We came in here, made it super dark, and then we did the BE 35, the BE7 combo, and did that. Now on these shaded areas, I ended up with the BE 27. Which is a bit darker, and also the BE29. So BE27 and 29, I came in these darker areas and sort of made that nice. And I think that looks better to use the stick pastel than to use a than to come in here with a pencil and try to wing it. I don't think that works. I think if you can use a stick pastel, you're going to be better off. So I came in here with a gray, a new pastel gray, and then a new pastel lighter gray. And then obviously we came in with a new pastel white, and then we came in with our Stay Below All Marking Pencil, blah, blah, blah. Stay Below All Marking Pencil, and made it look cool. That's about it. And we Stay Below All Marking Pencil here, Stay Below All Marking Pencil here with a black, and Stay Below All Marking Pencil here with a little new pastel. And so it looks legit. And then the new pastel white, new pastel gray, a little grayer, not as white, white up here, bright white. You want gray here. You don't want white all the way around. And then obviously we went like this. Okay, so BE 25, yeah, BE 25. Over here, we did a darker color of brown, and then we came back with a B25 over it. So it's get that layered look. It looks kind of cool. Let's see, what else? So new pastel white up top, and then we made the whiskers with the all marking pencil, okay? So that's basically it. I mean, pretty simple so far. And started on the ear. Now we're using B29 for the ear because that's a darker color. And I wanted to sort of smooch in, you know, the darker strokes with this thing kind of thing. So you can see as we come in here with the dark, and we got like a little bit of a dark here. So you're getting a couple of different pastels and just sort of lightly coming in and getting that. So again, the more you can do a high quality pastel stick, you're going to be better off than if you just did a pencil. And I can't stress that enough. I mean, I look at the art that I'm doing now that I'm using just sticks instead of these pencils, and it looks so much better. I mean, you can look at my old art on the channel and you can sort of see a quality difference there. So, but anyway, but I mean, you know, so anyway, so once you rub it in, once you rub this in, it will give you a little lighter tone, and that's kind of what you want. Up here you got little tick marks. Again, we're going to rub that in. All right, and then we have this sort of see-through brown effect up here. I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to give it a try. So we'll come back in the next video and give that a shot. But for now, I think that we are looking pretty legit. See you next time. So let's talk about translucency in the ear. So the reference image basically has, the dog has a thin ear, and you can see through parts. So you can see little veins in the ear and whatnot. So here's my solution. I'm not saying this is the best. I'm just saying this is how I will handle it. The first priority will be to back up the camera so focus, thank you. So the first priority is to go over the area with a glaze of white and yellow, and this is a bit too yellow here. I will acknowledge that. So basically you got a pastel pencil and went over the whole thing with the pastel pencil of white. So you got a white and a yellow pastel pencil, and it just sort of went like that. So I glazed over the whole thing. And then I came in with a yellow pencil and I did the whole thing again. Now this is bismuth, golden bismuth yellow. Basically you want a sunlight yellow because the sunlight is what's behind them, thus why it's translucent, you know, translucent. So then I went over with this. So when I did this, that's a bit heavy-handed. It is bright yellow in the picture, but again, that's heavy-handed. I probably shouldn't have done that, but okay. So anyway, so I glazed with yellow. So now we have a whitish yellow. Now at this point, you don't really want to put color over it because then you'll ruin your nice glaze. So I came in with a pencil and just made dots because that's kind of what you see in the picture is dots. And then you see this coming up and like little veins coming out. So I'll lightly come in here and make these sort of the vein type patterns like that. So you just have these veins coming out. You have veins across it to give it just kind of this realism. And then we have sort of a little dark here and a little bit more dark here, etc. So you want that feel of these darks. You know, a little dark here maybe, and then some here. And then you have this pattern where it comes over like that. So it merges into that over there. So up here, I came in with, let me get some detail in here. So we just want to just replicate what's in the picture, right? So then up here, I came in and just made some sections darker where it's a little darker, because you do want a little shade on the back here. And again, we have veins coming out, so you want to get the vein pattern here as well. So then you have a bunch of different types of things to go here. So now I went through, and now you can see it's veiny and it's hazy. It's veiny, but it's still hazy, right? So that's kind of the look that I was going for. Again, a bit heavy-handed on the bismuth yellow, maybe. Coming in here and just making the yellow portion, so don't press as hard as I did. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, that looks nice, and it looks a lot like the picture. The problem with this is you can't really get it perfect, because, I mean, that's just the way life is, right? Can't really get it perfect, but we can try our best to make it nice. So then we need some hairs coming up here. So now I just have the hairs here. I just want some hair patterns over the veiny picture here. There's the hair coming through there. And the hairs are not white, but, you know, that's the way it goes. So we'll have a couple of white hairs. We'll put in some different colors and whatnot. So over here we got, you know, like that. Some hairs there as well. So we just got that pattern right, because the actual color is going to be our BE25. BE25, it's the magic. Yeah, it's the magic. Here we go. Yeah, it looks good. You can't really tell that's white. Man, I use this Stabilo. By the way, my art supply store, it's Black Friday, so my art supply store had a sale, and these were 20% off, so I bought 30, which is excessive, but yeah, okay. I bought 30. Anyway, so yeah, that looks good. I think that looks like the picture. Get that one hair that comes out, really fun hair right there. There we go. That looks good. So now we have our ear, and it's nice and translucent. And I think it matches the photo. Again, watch your heavy-handedness. Watch your heavy-handedness with the yellow. You got to be soft and gentle with it. You got to sort of coax it like that. There we go. There we go. Then we need a little shadow under here, just to sort of get that outline, you know, just to make sure that you know that that's an outline and not a. So anyway, but yeah. That is Translucency in Pastel. Okay, the ears are done. Here's the right ear. Here's the left ear. Zoom out. I'm happy with the ears. I'm happy with the ears. I thought I would not be, but I am. So I'm happy with the whole portrait so far. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The bow. Yeah, the bow. It is pink. So I had to prototype out some pinks. I don't have pinks. Why would I have pinks? So I have a pink Carbothello pencil. This is 681, and I have a new pastel pink stick. So between these two, I'm hoping to get this done. All right, let us digital zoom in so I don't get a weird shadow in here. Okay, so what I did was I came in with a pencil, and I made like a line, and then I came back with the stick and I made the bright pink sections. Now, to make it even more complex, this is not all the same shade. Some is brighter, some is more gray. So we're going to have to come back in here with this gray, sort of gray out a little bit of this right here, like that, to give it that 3D look. Same thing with here. We're going to just kind of come in and just gray out the top portion a little bit. And that's basically going to do us there. So that'll make it a little more realistic. Like that. There we go. So there we have that. So that's going to be a long and arduous process for sure. Now we need to make sure and prototype out what we're doing before we do it, because otherwise we have a possibility of getting burned. So we're going to get a nice sharp pencil and just sort of duplicate what I see in the photo, which is like that. And then come up here and then have another line like that. Then we have this mess up here, but we do have a, like this thing coming across here, and then that goes into a fold, and that moves into this thing coming up here. So we got that and that, and then this is sort of curved, and then it comes back around like that. Alright, we got a curve and coming up here, and in the curve we're obviously going to have a black, and that, well, is that a black? Like a really dark gray. Let's get a really dark gray. We'll stay away from black. Always stay away from black if you don't need it. Dark gray is really coming up. Like that. There we go. There we go, like that. And then below that, we have the darker pink. But the problem is I don't have a dark pink. That's a problem. That is a problem. I have this. That's an orange. So this. That's even more orange. I don't know what to do. I don't have it. I don't have a dark pink. I guess I could get a regular pink and put gray over it. Well, I don't know. So we need like a here, and then here, and then here, and then here. But again, that's a dark pink. So we can sort of simulate it by putting a pink here and pressing lightly, maybe. And then having a pink here and pressing lightly, maybe. Okay. And come down through here. Like that. And then we can come across the whole thing with that gray. Like this. And then have a gray down here. Like that. That looks okay. It'd be better. I think it'd be better if it came with this bright pink. Just sort of nicked a little bit. Right there. So you get that feel that it's supposed to be pink, but it's just a little darker than usual. Rub that in. There we go. So we got a nice representation of that fold. And then from the fold, we got this big old mess. Got this big old mess coming up through here. Goes all the way up there. We got another big old mess here. And that comes through here and it widens. It gets wider. And then that comes up across there. You usually don't want to outline this in black. That would look absolutely terrible, but sure. Here, and then it curves. It comes up like that. Maybe like that. So we got this fold. So this is coming up. Don't want to draw it straight because it's coming up and it's going down into there. It's going down into there. And that's going down into there. And this as well has a fold here going across. And now we need another dark pink, but we don't have a dark pink going up through here. Worst case, we can make a dark pink in Photoshop because I do not have a dark pink. Like that. That looks pretty good. And then coming out here, we have that. And that is just a separation between the two. And then we have another one there. That's coming out and that connects this. Like that. It's not actual, that doesn't look exactly like the picture or whatever. So, So now we need to come down. Okay, so we got the fold. So the fold has a line of color. It's coming across through here. It's like there's just judicial line of color. And then it has more color coming down through here. So you got like that. Like that. And then over here we have another one. Like that, and then another one like this. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So now we need to sort of get a white and get that bright outline that's on top of here. And then it's not so bright, and it comes over here, and it's a little brighter as you get here. Alright, and then we have a white section here. And then we come down. We have another white section there. Another white section there. Section there, etc. And then it's supposed to be white down here, but it's not. So I'm going to press a little lighter because it's kind of grayish. Alright, cool. And in between those, we have the pink. And then, obviously, we have another white section here, etc. And then we're going to come back as the white sections spring over here. We're going to come back with the pink. Why is that so wobbly? All right, and come back with a pink here, and we want to make the non-white sections a little more vibrant, like that. Like that. So where it's not white, it's more vibrant, and you have the vibrancy there. Okay, that's cool. That's basically what we're going to do. I know it's kind of repetitive, but if you zoom out, let's see, oops, digital zoom. If we zoom out, that looks pretty good. It needs some shading fix, but overall it looks alright. And I believe we're done with the foreground. Yay, I like it. I did find a hot pink Carbothello 335, and that is a hot pink, and it worked pretty good. So I went back and made, I didn't make every bright pink the hot pink. I only made some the hot pink. A digital zoom. So in other words, when I came in with the hot pink, I don't want to make everything hot pink. I only want some to be super, super pungent or potent. And these are the ones that are potent inside of the photograph, which is like this one and that one, etc. And so I just made those a little bit more, pressed a little harder and made those pop a little bit more. So when we zoom out with the, so when we, let me move my reference, that's ruining the light in here. Okay, so when we zoom out, we have a fairly good photograph. So I believe we're ready to start on the background, and the background should be interesting to say the least. But overall, I think that we have a winner here. I like the ears. I love the ears, actually. The eyes, obviously, on my social media blew up because of the eyes. Eyes look good. That one's a little mushed, but I'm going to warp it, I think, a little bit after we stop here. I think that the bow looks great. It needs some shading and some light. So I may color correct that in Photoshop, and obviously the legs look okay. So now we're in risky territory because we have to draw all of this grass. So all of this grass, that's going to take longer than drawing the entire dog, in my opinion. So yeah, we're going to have to draw a lot of grass, lots and lots and lots of grass. So we're going to make it fuzzy in the background. As you can see, sorry for the, I can't even cover that up. Aim it down, there we go. So it's fuzzy in the background. Back here it's fuzzy. And then it's darker and more poignant in the foreground. So we're going to have to replicate that, and that's going to take a long time. So let's start with that. Let's break out our green pastels and start on it.